considering right now, as it stands, with the 20th anniversary coming up, this is the best we're probably going to get for these three movies.
Look, I said some things, but come on. Do you really think I could have seen this coming? Aficionados Chris here, and Pokemon is officially 20 years old, which would make it about 4.5 years younger than me. Man, I feel old. And to commemorate this, well, monumentous occasion for this fantastic franchise, at least in my eyes, we're going to be reviewing something that is, well, relatively, obviously to coincide with said celebration, a relatively recent release on Blu-ray, and this is quite an interesting release, if I do say so. This comes to us from VIZ Media, the same people responsible for the release of Sailor Moon on Blu-ray and DVD, an upcoming re-release of Death Note on Blu-ray, and, well, basically the current people releasing all the Pokemon Blu-rays and DVDs. And, well, honestly, I shouldn't say Blu-rays, because what we have here is the first Blu-ray that they have ever released. And what we have is the original Pokemon Trilogy, which, of course, consists of Pokemon the first movie, Pokemon the movie 2000, and Pokemon 3 the movie, or maybe it's Pokemon the movie 3, depending on, I don't know, this time it says 3 the movie, so I guess it's officially 3 the movie in this case. And as you've probably picked up from the sort of shine and shape that it's picking up on the camera, this is a Blu-ray Steelbook. And, well, it's a very good Steelbook, I'll give them that. It is officially a Steelbook, like, not a metal pack or anything. This is a legit Steelbook release, and, well, Pokemon fans have been dying to have these films, and now they finally got their wish. But I know the big question is it worth the price, and is it worth getting for the 20th anniversary, or just to get in general if you're a big Pokemon fan? And of course, I'm here to put that aside. And like I said, it is a Steelbook, and it's a very well put together, well-crafted Steelbook. They've got some great stuff. In fact, the cover has actually got some emboss on it. Is that the 3 main legendary Pokemon. I mean, I guess technically Mewtwo is a clone of it's debatable, but the point is that the main focused Pokemon in these films are all embossed individually, and it's a really nice Steelbook. It's very basic, I'll say. I mean, it's nothing extravagant, really. Like, the design's very simple, as is for the back, and heck, even the spine. In fact, the spine seems to, at least on my copy, I think the spine's actually a sticker, like a metallic sticker, which I don't think I've ever seen on a Steelbook. It's usually like a little piece of paper inside or something. That's a little different, but it's actually coming off just a bit, so I don't want to mess with that in fear that the whole thing's just going to peel off and never come back on. Now, I think one thing a lot of people seem to be a bit turned off on with this release is, well, it is a very basic release. Outside of the Steelbook packaging, this isn't the greatest Blu-ray release. I mean, granted, the films look great. Like, they're in 16:9, they're in the proper aspect ratio that they should be in, and they look great. Like, I watch them, they look great. They sound alright. I mean, that's the big issue that a lot of people have, is that this has a 2.0 stereo soundtrack as opposed to a 5.1, which, yeah, I'm a little disappointed in that, because, I mean, these were theatrical films. These weren't TV films, so they had a 5.1 audio mix when they were released, so it's a little disconcerting that this release doesn't seem to have that. But I did notice that, unlike what you would expect, they don't have MPAA ratings. In fact, I recall a very similar release way back on DVD of these 3 movies, and they had the MPAA ratings, but this one actually has TV Y7 fantasy violence, so it's got a TV rating as opposed to a film rating, and these were individually rated. In fact, I think they were all rated G when they came out, if I remember correctly. So that makes me believe that maybe they're technically using television broadcast, because I know they've since been aired on television in 16:9 high definition, so maybe it's just the newly high definition released TV broadcast put on a Blu-ray. Maybe that's why it's in a stereo sound and has a TV Y7. But then again, I would think that if it's in HD on TV, that it would probably have a 5.1, because it's I don't know. I really don't know why they went in this direction. I mean, I am a little disappointed it doesn't have a full 5.1 Dolby Digital surround like it did in the theater, at least when I remember seeing it in theaters. God, so many years ago. What was the first film? 1998? If I'm not mistaken, 98, 99, somewhere around there. But yeah, I mean, I did see these in theaters, so I remember them having 5.1 surround. But the thing that I'm really disappointed in, and a lot of people will understand this, is that none of the Pikachu shorts are included on this one. Just like the bootleg Blu-rays I reviewed so long ago, those are omitted. I don't know, maybe that the rights are hard to get a hold of. I'm not sure. I really don't know, because I mean, I don't work at VIZ Media. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes on why those weren't included. I am disappointed that they weren't, because I think the only release of them so far is still the old DVDs from back in the day. Maybe the old 3 film pack DVD still has them on there. I wouldn't know. I never owned it because it went for a lot of money back when I found out about it, because it went out of print around that same time. But it is disappointing to not have those shorts included in high definition, or to have them at all. I would have been fine with just like a single disc DVD of the 3 shorts on their own. That would have been fine with me, as long as I got them, because it's nostalgic, but I consider them a quintessential part of the films. Like, that was part of the event, at least for me, is that I remember looking forward to seeing those shorts before. It was kind of like back in the day when they would play animated shorts before a feature film. So it harkens back to that, so I feel like it just feels right to have those, really. And, you know, it's like I keep saying, it's just really disappointing not to have them on the set. And considering that they have this in a cool Steelbook, I would hope that they put a little more, you know, extra content on there. And the fact that it's the 20th anniversary, try to push more in there. I mean, the best you can, because there's no bonus features. It's just the movie and a scene index. And that's it. And that's about as basic as you can get for a release. And heck, there's not even any subtitles on these things. And no, of course, they don't have the Japanese audio. That would be near impossible, as I explained back in my bootleg review, is that, you know, these are completely different cuts of the films. In fact, that brings up another thing, is that unlike my bootleg of the first movie, this is not the extended cut that's present on that one. Or I guess technically I shouldn't call it extended cut, just more of a deleted segment that was later dubbed and then called Mewtwo's Origin. I believe it was on like VHS and DVDs at the time, as I later learned. So it's not technically an extended cut, but it's the cut that was released in Japan, but they removed that in American distribution, I guess. Well, to be honest, it is kind of dark I mean, the movie's dark already, and, well, Mewtwo's Origin is really, really depressing, but I think it made it a stronger film for me, so I am a bit disappointed that they at least didn't include. Like, it would have been nice just to have the Mewtwo's Origin thing as a bonus feature. They didn't have to put it back in the film, because I understand that it's a very depressing part of the movie that not everyone has seen or probably even remembers. I didn't even remember it being a Mewtwo's Origin thing back then. But I mean, that's just me being more of a Pokemon completist of sorts, or just being a movie fan, is that I prefer to have the full version of the movie, or at least as much of the intended version, because there was a vision with that film, and I believe it's proper to respect the artist's vision, like we do with Hayao Miyazaki movies. And I know some people are like, well, they're Pokemon movies, they're not high caliber. I get that, but a film's a film, and to me, I would just prefer to have what the director and the team wanted to be seen, despite how depressing those scenes were. But I think they work for a better movie in context. But hey, I've got a bootleg that has it. I shouldn't be complaining too much. And really, this is more for the Pokemon fan who's been dying to get these films on high definition, not wanting to do, you know, searching around eBay for a knockoff out there to get them in their collection. In this case, great release. In the case of being a hardcore Pokemon fan, a Blu-ray collector, and all these sorts of things, it's an okay release. That's the bare minimum right there. But outside of that, if you're a big fan of Pokemon, well, I mean, you gotta get these. It's a great Steelbook. It's all 3, or at least the original 3, the trifecta of Pokemon films, the ones that everyone remembers seeing, at least people my age, from this particular era, Generation 1 and Generation 2, because I believe Generation 3 was about the 5th film, I believe. I don't remember, because I don't think I ever saw Pokemon Heroes, I think it was called, but Yeah, but that's neither here nor there. Like I keep saying, if you want to get these films, look no further, pick up this Steelbook. It's a pretty good release, I'd say. Like I keep saying, as a Pokemon fan, a completist, it's an okay release, but hey, if you're just looking to get these films, or to see them again, really, in high definition, in a proper retail release, look no further. Great release in that regard, and I highly recommend that you at least check it out. It may seem like a lot of money right now, but hey, you get a Steelbook and you get 3 movies. I think it's a pretty good deal in that case. I mean, granted, I wish they had more bonus features. I wish they had those shorts. I wish Mewtwo Strikes Back had those additional scenes, but that's just me as a fanboy essentially complaining about not getting everything he wanted, and that's not really fair to either VIZ Media or the Pokemon company or anyone involved. Is that if this is the best we can get right now, and I know I've said that before and been proven wrong, but hey, if this is if this is it, if this is all we can get, I'll happily accept it, because I'm happy to have these movies. I'm happy to be able to watch them. I look forward to showing them to new Pokemon fans, or most especially watch them with my family members who grew up in this era, who love this franchise, friends who I've met along the way who are also diehard Pokemon fans and have nostalgia for these films. It's just a great item overall in that. Wish it had more, but really can't complain too much. Great release, highly worth it. Pick it up. I can't express how much it's great to have these films, and really just great for all you guys out there to finally be able to own them in a great package, really. Steelbook, can't go wrong with that. Great way to own the Pokemon trilogy, honestly. I'll give VIZ Media that, is that putting them in the Steelbook is a really nice way to commemorate the 20th anniversary and getting these films finally released in the United States in retail. So that's really all I have to say about the Pokemon Trilogy Steelbook release. I hope you enjoyed the video. Happy 20th anniversary again to Pokemon. Get out your Game Boys, play with your original team, whatever you do. Celebrate Pokemon's 20th anniversary the best way you can possibly do. And hope you enjoyed the video. Please have a wonderful day, and goodbye.
Today's assignment, photograph the elusive Pokemon. How do you do it? You're gonna be fast. Ah! You need a keen eye, the best equipment, and lightning-quick reflexes.
No, you don't. All you need is Pokemon Snap, the first Pokemon game for N64. Find them, frame them, and shoot. You can even bring your Snap cartridge to a participating Blockbuster Video and print out stickers of your favorites.
Doesn't look like they're coming out today. Hard luck.
Pokemon Snap, gotta catch them.
Let's try again. Oh. Suppose I should put that on vibrate. Back to square one.